what it means to be an American. America is freedom, and freedom is special and rare.
We, the people of this great nation.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
We, the people.
We, the people
of this great nation.
of this great nation.
Hello, my fellow Americans. Today I have a special guest. He is anonymous. I'm not going to mention his name. He wants to stay anonymous. But it seems that everybody keeps asking me the same question ever since it was brought up from the moderator about Qanon, whatever you call it. He'll correct me. But I have my special guest here, and we'll just call him John. John, how are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay, so explain to the audience that's out there. Explain, what is QAnon? Like, how do you pronounce it, first of all? Because I don't even know how do you pronounce it. Hello?
That's QAnon.
It's QAnon?
Yeah, QAnon. Yeah.
Okay, so what is it?
QAnon.
Okay, so what does it stand for? What's the whole thing behind it?
It's from what I understand, it's the intelligence community that was set. This was set up like about 20 years ago. That it's basically to take the cabal out.
Okay, elaborate on that, because you just lost me completely.
Well, the cabal is basically the Rothschilds, basically all the elites in the world. You know, China, it's the whole world. Pretty much the elites in the whole world, they're involved in cabal. Whether it has to do with basically it's a satanic group.
Okay, but a lot of people have told me, like, for example, I was streaming today and somebody told me, oh, so do you believe Tom Hanks eats people and he sacrifices people? And I think that's
100%.
100%. So you think that's true?
Yes. Anybody that made it big, mostly a very large majority. I don't want to say everybody, but a very large majority. Anybody who made it big in the movies, in sports, in the music industry, anything that has to do with Hollywood is involved.
Come on, man.
Are you fucking serious? Do you honestly believe that?
100%. Yep.
How? What evidence do you have? What facts do you have to back this up?
I mean, it's hard to have hardcore facts. I mean, everything seems like everything's a conspiracy theory.
I'm gonna quote your best friend.
Facts, evidence, reason, logic.
I mean, that's what I'm expecting you to kind of like tell me, because I mean, it's like the only thing I saw that was positive is that they're against pedophilia, which is something that I'm against. Obviously, anybody who's a parent is against. And we know that does happen in Hollywood. I mean, that's common knowledge. I mean, it's been happening in Hollywood since the 50s. I mean, James Dean was dating a girl that was 14 years old. I mean, this is common knowledge, but beyond that, you've told me.
This is bigger than that. This is not just Hollywood. This is all over the world. This is, it's so abundant, and like I said, all the top elites are involved in it, and basically anybody becomes, like I explained to you, like anybody from Hollywood, the music industry, they're all from Hollywood. They have to do certain things to get to that point. Like you don't just get to that point just being talented and knowing what you're how to sing, being a professional singer. It doesn't matter. You'll never get to that point. You have to do certain things. I mean, I'm not saying it's true or not. All I'm saying.
But I've known you for a long time. I know you believe in conspiracy theories. I know you're very strong on conspiracy theories. You actually proved me wrong on one thing. You proved me wrong on one thing, and I'll give you credit. which was you told me one time about planes that would like release some sort of toxin or chemical into the,
Chemtrails.
yeah. And you were right about that
Yeah.
because I did a little bit of research and digging, and yes, it's that was factual. One of your conspiracies were true, so it's
Right.
technically not a conspiracy
Well,
anymore.
I mean, listen to this. Like, you think about this. Every conspiracy theory that they said was not true and, was phony, they all came out. Name one that has not came out
Well, I mean,
to be true.
I mean, in reference to what? I mean, tell me which ones have been proven.
Any of them have been proven.
I mean, the Twin Towers, there was conspiracies that was an inside job. There's no proof of it. No one's proven that yet.
There actually is proof. I mean, there's files and there's actually, you can go on YouTube and actually, you have students that were actually showing exactly what happened, live. Like you've seen it. Like there was no.
I've seen videos
plane
of the
going into
towers
anything.
collapsing, but I mean, I've seen the planes hitting the towers. I mean, I didn't see anything
that
without no
was-
planes.
From what I saw, it wasn't like that. From what I saw no plane at all, and it was just basically the buildings coming down. I think the plane was like trick photography or
But there's people that died on that plane. There's that would be the largest conspiracy ever. There's family members that lost people on the plane. There's records. There's the black box that was on the plane. There's text messages. There's audio of people leaving voicemails when these planes were crashing into the towers. I mean, this isn't something that hasn't been kind of debunked.
I never even heard of that there was people that were calling.
Oh yeah, when the third plane that they fought back and they found out what was going on, people were calling their loved ones. They were leaving voicemails saying that I love you and that this is the last time I'm gonna see you. There were several different situations like that. You know how I am. We've known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
You know I'm not very into conspiracy theories, and I actually tell you sometimes, hey, listen, stop doing that. You're making us conservatives look bad, even though.
Right.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to believing in whatever they want to believe in. It's just I couldn't get a clear understanding. Do you think the president knows what that is? Do you think that he lied?
Definitely.
Do you think he lied to the moderator when the moderator asked him?
It's not about it's about lying but not lying. This is some serious security issues. This is top security. Where they can't have certain people know certain things because what's going on. I mean, think about it. The whole cabal. All the elites are all involved in it. Whether they're probably still in our national security system. They're everywhere. And they don't realize that they're going down. I mean, from what I understand, Gitmo is actually redone just to house them.
Okay, you told me on a conversation prior to this, you told me on a phone conversation that you think Hillary Clinton's under house arrest.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Okay, I recently saw footage that she wasn't. I actually saw her roaming through the streets on YouTube.
I doubt that one. I highly doubt that one.
I'm telling you, I saw it with my own eyes.
You saw it with your eyes?
Well, I wasn't there physically, but I saw it on video. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very hard to believe that these people. I cannot support something that sounds so out there like that. I mean,
okay, so think about this. If you see her on TV anymore, where do you see her?
In
you
her
see
house.
her in one place all the time in a house with that same window. You don't see her going anywhere.
But
COVID?
where is
No.
the facts to this? Where is the facts?
Where's
Where's
the
the proof? Where's the proof to this? I mean,
Well, I mean,
look,
I'm gonna say,
look a conspiracy theory that I can agree with you. Do I think Jeffrey Epstein, for example, do I think that he hung himself? From personal experience of things that I know and I've experienced, I know it's very difficult to kill yourself in a federal prison, especially when you're in a special housing unit, especially when you were just on suicide watch. It's almost literally impossible.
Yeah.
There's a panic button. There's usually somewhere across the hall somebody that could see you through a little glass. So I find it to be a little bit difficult to assume that that wasn't an inside job. That's a conspiracy
Right.
that I can kind of lean towards because we know that he had a lot of ties to a lot of big people, a lot of people that were involved.
Yeah.
I mean, it went all the way to Prince Andrew, which was one guy that got caught just because he's an idiot. The rest have stayed
Right.
quiet.
Well, look
But
at the
I
latest.
just don't
The latest one-
understand. I don't understand why are they being blackballed in Facebook? Like, why is this such a big deal? Because I don't see violence coming from that community. At least of the people that believe in it. It's not like Antifa that goes out into the streets and burns buildings. I just see them like spitting whatever conspiracies they believe in, but that's kind of like freedom of speech. And I don't really see anything violent or anything negative besides they believe in something and they continue to promote it, but I've never seen them be hostile. So I don't understand why they're being so filtered and why that was such a big deal for a moderator to bring up.
Which one are you talking about exactly?
Well, I mean, the moderator that just did it in Miami, I forgot her name, Savannah, that she just she mentioned QAnon, and I was just curious because you know the president said he had no idea. He knows that the same thing that I know, that they're against pedophiles, and that's just because I saw an image of them holding signs saying "Save our kids" or something like that, which I think is a positive message, and I do think that a lot of kids are taken advantage of. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim were talking about it for years. Everybody ignored them. Everybody took them as a joke. I mean, he kept saying he was scared for his life. I mean, he said it went up to Steven Spielberg. I mean, and that's a pretty big name to drop.
This is such corruption. It's like you never ever expected. Like the worst horror movies you ever heard of in your life is not compared to what these people have done to kids. It's the most heinous, satanic, like disgusting. I can't, like little babies, kids, like even adults, like, you know, sacrifices. Like it's absolutely the most heinous crimes you can ever even think about. Let's put it like this: anything that you see in Hollywood, it's really happening. They don't just come up with this stuff.
I mean, well,
You know
there was one lady that was indicted. I don't know what TV show she was on. She was on a TV show. I don't know if it was Glee or she was on some sort of a TV show that she was actually, people kept this under wraps. Like people weren't really talking about this, but she was indicted and she claimed that she was actually recruiting for Hollywood elites, like recruiting young kids. But I mean, again, I don't know that. I saw her actual statement and she was indicted.
Right.
She was federally indicted, but I just want to get to the core of what QAnon is because nobody knows what it is.
Well,
like every time I ask somebody what is it, they
right.
can't really explain it because they don't know what the fuck it is.
Well, number one, for you to get into Q, you have to take an oath, and the oath is the same oath as joining the army, the armed forces.
Oh, so you have to actually take an oath to join it? It's a club.
Yes.
It's actually a group.
Yes.
So it's okay. So it's okay because I know. Look, I know the media likes to shift things. Like, for example, the Proud Boys. They've made them look out to be white supremacists. The chairman happens to have gone to high school with me and middle school with me. He's far from being racist. The guy's Cuban, and he's actually dark skinned. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, I've seen their videos. I see what they do. They go to colleges and they put up flyers like against communism, against socialism. I mean, it's not really a group of violent people as they make them out to look like, but the QAnon people are quite interesting because it's just something different. It's just something.
As soon as somebody sticks up for themselves and sticks up for other people, they want to shut them down. So they make them look like, you know, they're the culprit. You know, they're the villain.
Okay, now let me ask you. We're gonna jump topics here because I know you're a Republican. I know you're voting for Trump, correct?
Correct.
We will make America great again.
That's for sure. Okay, but anyways, so I know you're voting for Trump. What do you think of this whole Twitter, Facebook thing that's going on right now with censoring Republicans? It seems like it's a double standard. I got into an argument today on my stream. I had to even shut down my stream because it was just getting, it was actually a guy that I was friends with. I'm no longer friends with him. It's just, I feel like, yeah, I'm no longer friends with him because, and he helped me actually create my entire platform on Twitch, but he got me pissed off because it seems like he can defend Joe Biden And me as a Republican, I can see when Donald Trump does something wrong. And I can criticize him when he does something wrong because I know when something's wrong and when something's right. And then,
Listen,
but there's a double standard.
Donald
Like they
Trump-
only see the bad shit of Donald Trump, but they can't see the bad shit of Biden. Like
Right.
they can never accept,
Listen.
listen, there's something fishy about these emails and everything. We have confirmations from Fox News. Now we actually have receipts showing that it's
yeah,
Hunter
it's
Biden's
correct.
signature, that the guy was a real whistleblower, unlike Adam Schiff's whistleblower
Complete
that's
proof.
anonymous. This guy, we know who
Yes.
he is. We know where his shop is at. We know the FBI
Yep.
held this information during the time he was
Yep.
getting impeached on that phone call that he mentioned Joe Biden and the corruption. So it's kind of fishy to me. So I want to get your input on that.
Well, FBI just stated that this is all true, and they
Where
do
have they
have
stated that? Because
Biden's.
they haven't commented. They just stated that they have the laptop. And I find it kind of
Yeah, they have
ironic.
a laptop.
Something that a lot of people are not informed of. I kind of find it ironic that Hunter Biden, the guy that owned the shop, he called the FBI, let him know, hey, listen, I have something that I think has some corruption involved in it or whatnot. I kind of find it ironic that the person that requested the subpoena was actually investigating child pornography, which was I found it to be very interesting that he was the one that filed for the subpoena of the laptop. That I found to be really interesting. People say there's pornography there, underage kids in there. With Hunter Biden, I don't know. I mean, if he left underage videos there, he's the dumbest person on this planet. But I wouldn't be surprised. His dad's not too bright either.
Listen, everything is coming out because they were expecting Hillary to win, so they wouldn't have to hide anything, because they wouldn't have to worry about that. But now, since Trump won, everything's going to be exposed. You got the NSA that has all proof of everything. So they were saying that the government is watching us, this and that. We have to go against them, this and that. What's his name? Snowden. He's the one that brought that whole thing out with the NSA. But the thing is, we have to understand is it helps us get the criminals too, because now we have all the resources, all the facts, 100% facts, the proof to criminalize them.
What do you think of the fact that they created a mute button now for the next debate?
What is it?
They created a mute button. Now they're able to mute people while they're debating. And they took out of all the 7 things that the people are mainly concerned in the U.S. right now, they only picked one, which was COVID-19.
Wow.
Foreign policy out the window, which we know why, obviously, because foreign policy would then lead to the questioning of Hunter Biden and that whole thing. Because I strongly believe, listen, I can't accuse Joe Biden of something without facts because, again, kids do what they want to do.
About him.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. There's people, you can't control the actions of your son. Look, like, for example, I know a famous director, right? I know this famous director, and I know for a fact that one of his relatives is always using his name to get to swindle people out of money and to do things like that. And I know that he uses his name and he doesn't even know his name's being used. So I don't know if that's a situation with Joe Biden or if Joe Biden was in on it. Now, some things about, the percentages, 10% goes to the big man, which I'm assuming is Joe Biden. Who else would be the big man? Brings me concerns. I still think it's something that needs to be looked into. I think it's something that should definitely be asked to Joe Biden. I don't see the moderator asking it whatsoever, especially since we all know that she's cozied up. Her family and everything's cozied up with the Democrats.
Right. From what I understand, everything's going to be trickling because you can't give the public everything. You give the public everything, they're going to freak out. Like there's going to be major Hollywood, stars of every aspect, whether, like I said, it's the music industry, whether it's the actors, that are going down big time. Okay. And the thing is, what's happening here is they can't just, blurt it out. Like, oh, this person, they did this, they can't do it because people will freak out because these are idols to certain people, so it's going to trickle out slowly, and there's all the proof in the world already. I promise you, everybody's going down. Biden, Hillary, all the top people, they're all going down.
Now, what if Joe Biden becomes president?
What was that?
What if Joe Biden becomes president?
He'll never become president.
What if he
Never.
does? Hypothetically,
It's not
what if
going to
he
happen.
does? I
Trump
don't
won't
think
let it
either.
happen.
I don't think. Well, Trump that
Listen.
would be almost like a dictator. But Trump, I don't.
Trump
I
will
don't
never let
foresee,
it happen.
I don't foresee Biden winning. I mean, I've been driving around the voting polls, and I mean, I've seen caravans of people just driving with Trump flags just to line up
Right.
and get ready to
course.
vote for Trump. I think Trump's going to win by a
Oh, yeah.
landslide. I don't think it's going to be close like everybody thinks it's going to be. I think he's going to win by,
No, I think we're going to
by a
win.
large
I think we're going to
margin.
win California. I think we're going to win California too.
I don't think we'll ever flip California, but I think we're going to flip Minnesota.
I think we are. I think we are. Mark my words.
I don't see that happening. There's too many liberals out there. Too many people that are influenced.
Mark
by
my
the
words.
it would be very difficult. It has not been flipped since Reagan, so it would be
People-
a very difficult
People are
task.
seriously waking up now. Seriously, like it's amazing. Like the last 4 months, I mean, they've been really waking up
I
now.
want to ask you something. I had somebody on my podcast the other day. He called in, which was very weird because I normally never have anybody call in when I'm streaming. But the guy, somehow we ended up talking about what Donald Trump says to the military, which he's never said that, and they allowed it to go all over Twitter, all over Facebook. They didn't censor it without even fact checking it. It was an article from anonymous sources, and then we find out 26 people that were there actually said that never happened, that never occurred. But nevertheless, I'm talking to this guy, and this guy told me that he worked for The Apprentice. He worked for The Apprentice for 6 years. He says he was the sound guy for The Apprentice. He said if you would have gone to work one day, just one day, and seen the type of things that Donald Trump says about Jews, about blacks, about Hispanics. So my question to you,
don't believe it at
do you
all.
think Donald Trump is
Racist.
Do you?
No way. Absolutely not.
Because it seems to be this seems to be the card that's always brought up on Donald Trump. I mean, I don't know. I've never met a racist person that hung out with civil activists the entire 80s. I mean, it would be something, the oddest thing I would ever see in my entire life, that he would be hanging out with Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. He would win an award with Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali for his work with the community. As a president, actions speak louder than words. Opportunity zones, prison reform. And you know who the majority of people who benefit from prison reform are obviously blacks. Funding for black historical colleges. I mean, the list goes on. Unemployment rate at the all-time lowest in the African American community. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they keep calling him a racist, but apparently all his actions say otherwise.
The funding for the black colleges, I heard that was like billions of dollars. Like
10 years guaranteed.
He didn't have to do any of that.
10 years guaranteed. 10 years guaranteed of funding.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like Obama could have done this first year. You know what I mean? Could have done it. The 4 years, never did anything. You know, it's crazy. You know, two terms. I mean, I want to get back to Joe Biden. Number one, when it comes to pedophilia and really shady stuff with little kids, I mean, it's all over YouTube, and that's not doctored stuff. That's live. Like, you see him doing it to these poor little kids. It's so sad. Like it makes me want to like tear.
Are you a member of Qanon?
Yeah.
You are? Is there like a process or something? I'm just curious. I interviewed an Antifa guy. He wanted to stay anonymous as well. But I'm just curious. Is there like a process to sign up or something?
Yeah, like I said, you have to take an oath.
That's it? Do you have to know somebody that's part of the group and then they have to let you in, or is it something you just go online and you just look for it?
No, that's you have to know people. See, the way I got involved in all this whole situation is years and years of it's just being awoke. You know, like that's what they call woke. I call it awake. Being awake and just seeing things that people don't see. You know, so you can find the sources without anybody else seeing these sources because you're looking in different, spots than other people. Like, for instance, a liberal is only looking for liberal, points. They're not looking at, oh, well, what if I was a Trump fan? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you'd be looking at certain things to go against liberals. So, you try to have both sides so you can learn both sides. And that's how you get more information and you start awakening, more and more and more and learning real real facts that they call conspiracy theories.
It's just
So if you're not looking for
it's
it,
very you know how I am. It's very difficult for me to believe something unless I see it or unless some facts are proven.
I know.
So
Well, think about this. What do you say about God? Faith. Faith. You don't see it. But it's weird. You just know. You know what I'm saying? Like your intuition. God gave us intuition, and it's just like a sixth sense. Like you just know. You know when something's true or not.
That's a little different, though. I think that's a little different. I mean, fact from God. God is, it's a different subject. Like I believe in God.
Yes.
Obviously, I believe in God, but I think that saying that God and QAnon like having the same beliefs is almost it's a very difficult concept for people to comprehend. I think. I don't know. I wanted to get more of an inside scoop because you one time told me something that I thought was just out there that I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God. You told me something
right,
about
but the
cloning,
thing is, Jay,
that you think that a lot of these people are cloned. And I just,
oh yeah.
I mean, that just throws the whole, if you say that to any regular person, I mean, they would be like, what?
I know. But it's true. Especially all the elites, all the, like I said, Hollywood.
How would we have speeded up the process though? How would we have speeded up the process of cloning? Because what we have right now in technology. What we have right now in technology.
The technology.
What's that?
Listen, the technology, from what I understand, has been there since Hitler. It's been there.
I don't know.
You understand? Yeah, there's proof on it.
Where's the proof? You keep telling me there's proof, but again, I repeat.
If this wasn't
evidence,
all this matters.
Reason,
you have to
logic.
You have to give some sort of facts here.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll call into your podcast tomorrow, and I'll have facts. You hit me with a spur of the moment thing here. This is just going off my head. I mean, I actually just got back from a hard days of work. I'm a contractor, so it's like this is a spur of the moment thing. So I can call your podcast tomorrow and have more factual
I mean, you have to have
and
something off the top of your head that you have to have something. Everybody always has like an argument, like tomorrow I'm prepared for the worst because I have somebody that's going to interview me from Fox News. I don't know what she doesn't want to tell me what the questions are. She says it's related to Trump and my beliefs on Trump, and I don't know what to expect, but I have enough facts, as I would say, to back up whatever, and I know I could rebuttal a lot of the things she's going to ask me. And
right.
I mean, I would expect you being part of this group or whatnot, you would have some substance, something that can at least attract more people to believe in this, or at least
it's very hush hush, because like I explained to you that you can't just blurt
it's
everything
not
out.
Very hush hush. If fucking Twitter, I mean, if Facebook blocked you guys, I mean, you guys are going out into the streets and everything.
So,
I mean, it's not that hush hush.
Right.
People know what you guys are. I mean.
Right, but it's hush hush of what's really going on. Unless you're part of the group where, the facts.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying that you're not saying the truth. I'm not trying to make you look stupid. I'm just playing devil's advocate because I know that there's an image, for example, of Chris Wallace, right? And then QAnon, I know this because I saw it all over before Facebook banned them. They were saying Chris Wallace going into Jeffrey Epstein's island, right? Well, later that got confirmed and that image was actually not Chris Wallace going into the island of Jeffrey Epstein. It was actually him going into George Clooney's house in Italy. That happened to look like an island, but and it was on an island. But nevertheless, it's very hard. This is what my problem is that for the most part, whenever you think conspiracy theories and people that are part of these groups, everybody automatically ridicules them. They automatically make fun of them. They automatically think, oh, these people are a bunch of crazy fucks. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sense of what you're saying. I'm trying to give my audience an understanding of what it represents and what it is that something substance, something that has some sort of substance that can at least make people think about it. Like something that you know for a fact that's been proven that's going on at this moment that's actually been proven, and you haven't given me that. And that's why it's very hard for me to not just think this is just a conspiracy. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that Tom Hanks is eating people. I mean, that's just hard for me to believe that those rituals would make a person famous. Like, it would make them part of a group. Now, do I believe that maybe a girl giving herself up to a producer because the producer wants to get laid? Yeah, I can probably see that happening. A producer is in power, and a producer power has no limits, and a woman that may not want to sleep with that guy but may see an opportunity by sleeping with this producer to get a certain role in a movie, I can see that happening. Because it happens everywhere. It happens with CEOs. It happens, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, Kamala Harris, who everybody defends so much, married an old-ass man just to move her political career ahead. I mean, so it happens everywhere.
I'll be honest with you. I think Kamala Harris is a man anyway.
Okay, that's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous. I can tell you, even her husband said to Joe Biden not to pick her as a VP. And I'm
not saying it's true or anything, but I'm just saying, like, just looking at her body and just her biology, like, you just tell, like, it's just not right. It seems more of a male to me.
Stupid.
Is that really the explanation you have for it? Seriously? Her body? I mean, there's women that have all sorts of bodies, man. There's some that are shaped square.
No. A man has certain characteristics, and a woman has certain characteristics.
I actually think her face is kind of pretty.
Listen, they can make you look anything, okay? It's no. You look at her hands. Her hands are big as a man's. Her ring finger is larger, just like a man's. Her torso, you can just tell. I'm telling you, I will bet money that's a man.
When we get like this is where people start thinking the crazy card. This is where people start throwing out the crazy card, because now you're just making.
Well, you know me, I'm not crazy.
I know you're not crazy.
I'm just telling you my opinion.
You're not crazy. I just think that, I don't even know what to think right now. Honestly, I didn't expect you to throw out that Kamala Harris comment, but I do think she's a phony. I do think she's fake. I think she can care less about black people. I mean, she put 3,300 people in prison for marijuana charges, misdemeanors, and then went ahead on a live show and said that she smoked weed. I mean, the hypocrisy. I mean, there was people that she hid evidence from that were on death row, that she was willing to put them on the death penalty on them, even though they were innocent.
Well, let's talk about Chrissy Teigen.
Okay, I know about her. I know about her tweets that she deleted. She deleted. I don't know, 70.
Right. Do you? No. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just saying, like, you think that's fake? Or what she was retweeting? And
I don't think that's
no. It's satanic. She's a Satanist, and she's been doing this for. I'm telling you, you have to do certain things to be an elite, to be where she's at, where he's at. John Legend. You have to. And what happened was she changed everything around by saying she lost her baby, this and that. And so everybody feels bad for her. And now everybody's trying to, like, be nice to her and send her good tweets, this and that.
You
and
think
like they actually,
she faked
sorry.
the death of her baby?
I definitely do. I 100% do. Yep.
Ooh.
And like I said, I have no facts on that. On that. That's my opinion. that is my opinion. It's just like I said, when you're awake. When you're awake, you just like I said, you have an intuition. You just know. I'm telling you,
there's a difference
Satanist.
between you can't create fact. I mean, you can't create facts here. I mean, you can have intuition, but you can't just like create your own facts just because you base it on your intuition. I have a lot of intuitions, but my intuitions are not always fact.
She showed a lot of facts just by her tweets.
Like?
All the satanic, the baby stuff, the what she's talking about babies and just like disgusting, like.
But you haven't given me one tweet that she said. Do you have any by the top of your head that she's done? I mean, I know about her little tweet deletion You know, I know about that.
remember
I know she deleted a bunch of
I think there was
tweets.
a tweet. There was a tweet about something with the baby looking
She
sexy or
mentioned
something
she
like that.
mentioned pizza a lot. She mentioned pizza a
Was
lot
it?
in her tweets. Pizza, which apparently is
Oh yeah.
Pizzagate or something like that, which Corey Feldman
Oh, yeah.
mentioned, and everybody kept laughing at him. Again, I go back to Corey Feldman because the poor guy was ridiculed, was attacked constantly, and everybody thought he was full of shit. And then we have the Harvey Weinstein incident that occurs. He gets hit, and then a bunch of people get hit with the Me Too movement, which I found ironically because all the people that hit him with the Me Too movement, they didn't do this prior to it. And I feel it's kind of like weird
Yeah.
that they just came out of nowhere after their career was over. They weren't getting any attention. They weren't making movies anymore. And suddenly they cared. Suddenly they were the voice
Exactly.
of the women. I found it to be
Right.
so ridiculous. Like, why didn't you do this beforehand? How many women would you have protected if you would have come out beforehand? The only person that I actually know that said a comment about Harvey Weinstein back in 2001 was Courtney Love when she said, "Just don't go with Harvey to the Four Seasons." She said it openly.
Right.
I mean, because Courtney
Yeah,
Love had
yeah.
she has no filter. She's a very unfiltered person. But I mean, again,
Right,
back to
right.
QAnon. You have absolutely and you have no actual facts or evidence that this is any of these things are just
I
more than
have
conspiracy
facts,
theories.
but I can't. I have facts, but I can't state. So
What do you mean you can't state?
I can't state it. You know, I can't. It has to be like I said. Things are going to be trickling out slowly but surely. You just
I
can't.
haven't seen anything, and you've been telling me about this for 6 months.
No, it
I'm
hasn't
not
been
trying.
6
Again,
months.
I'm not
It's
trying. I'm not trying to criticize you or anything. It's just, it just, I don't understand it. I feel like it's something that people should not be focusing on right now during an election. I think it was stupid for the moderator to even bring it up to Donald Trump. I just thought it was just stupid, and I just wanted to clarify that because I feel like it's something that's just that is just making Republicans look like we're a bunch of conspiracy theorists when we're not. Like, we base everything on fact. I know that everything that they had on Donald Trump was a fucking hoax. We know this now. The Steele dossier, everything.
Right.
I mean, but
Everything.
and I mean,
Everything.
Hunter Biden's emails are there. I mean, they haven't denied them.
Listen.
If it was fake
Listen,
emails,
this is what happened.
Joe Biden would have
This is
denied
what
them, or Hunter
happened.
Biden would have at least denied them. But this
But
QAnon
this
thing,
is
it
not-
just
this
doesn't
is
make
not-
sense to me.
This is not hard to even wonder, even think about. Anything that the Democrats state that Trump did, they did it. They're actually guilty of it, and that's the way
Yeah, they're
know.
deflecting
Actually,
it.
I don't know. Completely. That's exactly what it does. And look what happens. It always backfires on them because the true facts come out. You know, they don't have facts. They just have just BS inferences, no facts,
Smear
and they
campaigns.
try to put it out to the media, and then the real facts come out, and it proves that there was. I mean, think about it. You had the whole government, the United States government against Trump and his whole family and everybody he knew, and they couldn't come up with one damn thing. What does that tell you?
That he's clean.
That's completely clean.
I mean, if you have a team of 100 investigators with a budget of $40 million, I think you would have found something if there was some sort of corruption. And with the end
and you
result
had the
being
whole
nothing,
cabal after him. The whole freaking every damn politician, liberal, everywhere. Like I mean,
so
you
do
had
you
spies in his camp.
think LeBron James is part of QAnon?
Fuck no. Excuse my language.
Huh?
No what? LeBron James? No.
Okay, I'm
It's
just
part of
asking.
it's part of Satanist cabal.
Do you think he's part of that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
With his athletic abilities, I mean, again, I despise the man. I think
he's owned by them.
I mean, he's a piece of shit, in my opinion. LeBron James is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. But that being said, he's athletic. I don't think he needed much. He's an amazing basketball player. I don't think he needed to sacrifice anything to get to where he's at, because he had the skill set to do it. That's why I'm questioning the QAnon, because or any of these sacrifices, because he doesn't need anything to be part of the elites, because he obviously has the talent to have gotten as far as he did.
Right, but the talent only goes so far. You have to get with the right people, and you have to do things to get to that point. They don't care. They don't care what kind of talent you have. They don't care about anything. They care about, you can make lots and lots of money for
You
them.
do realize
but
there's a draft, correct? You do realize they
What is it?
draft these players, right? You do realize there's a draft when it comes to
Obviously.
basketball. So they draft
Obviously.
these players like out of college, so or sometimes even out of high school. So I mean, I find it hard to believe. I mean, again, I'm not trying. It's very difficult because you're not giving me anything to work with here, man. I mean, you're giving me absolutely nothing to work with. It's very difficult to like to bring a case to the table where this is not just a bunch of guys with crazy conspiracies. I mean, again, I mean, there's been conspiracies that have proven to be real. That they have been proven to be real. I just don't. This is far fetched, man. This would be a very, very huge conspiracy, like very well organized, well orchestrated. So many people would have had to be involved at all local law enforcement levels, at all federal law.
And they are. And they are.
I mean,
and they
then
are.
that would mean that a large population of the U.S. is involved in this. I mean, and I find that so hard to believe that this just comes out. This just comes out now. Nobody's ever spoken about this prior to this. They've spoken about, taking advantage of kids in Hollywood and stuff like that, but they've never talked about satanic rituals or anything like that prior to maybe this year.
Right. Do you think that Trump was do you think it was known that he was going to win the presidency?
I don't think anybody thought Donald Trump was going to be president. I think it was only me and you. I think it was only me and you the whole way that we thought he was going to be president. And boy, did we prove everybody wrong.
But the people that knew Donald Trump knew that he was going to win.
I don't know if they knew that he was going to win. I think a lot of people thought he was going to lose.
If you think Donald Trump just came out of nowhere and just said he's going to, try to be a president, you're nuts. This was set up for like over a decade before that.
He had always stated that if he saw the country in a position where he needed to step in, that he would run for president. He said, I never wanted to run for president. It's not something I want. My life is really good. I mean, he said it in several interviews, and it was almost like the media wanted him to run at some point. Like they kept bringing up the presidency. If you see the interviews, every single time that man had an interview, they would bring up the presidency. And it was like, do you guys want him to run? But apparently he ran as a Republican, and that didn't jive very well with the Democrats. And obviously, he's actually for the American people, which is one of the main reasons that I support him, is that he's the first president, at least since Reagan, that I see puts America first and American interests first. But I mean, again, I'm sorry to keep going back to the Q because the topic is about Q now. So I'm sorry to keep going. It's just, you have yet to prove me wrong. Like, fucking tell me one factual thing you have. I mean, how can you tell me Hillary Clinton's been cloned, Oprah Winfrey's been cloned, Tom Hanks eats people, and you have absolutely no fucking evidence to back it up?
Like I said,
is there even anybody missing? I mean, is there even any kids reported missing? Is there anybody that escaped it? I mean, is there anybody who said that they were a victim of this and they got away with it? Usually, sometimes, if this has been going on as long as you say it's been going on, there's been rape victims, serial rapists that have been caught because of that one person that escapes. You're going to tell me there's never been an escape. There's never been somebody that's witnessed this or something that said this is foul. It's bad to my stomach. I mean, I've never heard of this. I mean, so I can understand why people would question this, because this just sounds ridiculously stupid.
You also never heard that, trafficking's not just, like China, like trafficking's all over the United States, and it's not just regular trafficking.
Well, I have heard about that. Trafficking kids.
But it's for satanic purposes. It's for.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's for satanic purposes, but I know that pedophiles. I mean, we know this. I mean, we know that that the trafficking of kids has been going on. I mean, Ashton Kutcher, who's one of the Hollywood elites that you talk about, I mean, he created something to stop this. I mean, he's been fighting this for years. He stepped in front of Congress.
From what I understand, That was a front.
Okay, so that was a front.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, he's
arrested
not
several
really-
people. They arrested several people with his help. Let me tell you, and his foundation. They arrested several people.
Where is he now? Is there a proof on it right now that he's actually in it and he's actually helping? Because from my
I mean, his
understanding,
foundation
that
is
stopped.
still there. His foundation is still there. Donald Trump has done a lot, though. He has arrested a lot of rings and different. He has arrested in Arizona.
Yeah.
There was a recent arrest of a ring of people that were trafficking kids. I mean, I mean, people are getting arrested, but none of this leads back to what you're saying, the elites or anything like that. It's just a bunch
Right.
of pedophiles.
Well, I can't tell you anything. Like I said, it has to trickle out. It can't.
Why can't you tell me anything? Is it because of the oath that you took?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
I-
It's.
I don't get
It's
it.
just
I mean,
like this. It's bigger. It's bigger than you ever knew. It's just. I can't explain it. It's.
well, I know you can't explain it. That's why I keep asking you questions. It's obvious you can't explain it. I keep trying to get an answer out of you, and you can't. You can't fucking prove one thing about this QAnon shit.
Well, it's not just me. Can't you get in touch with any other QAnon members?
I mean,
that,
there's a
you know,
bunch of them that are on my stream that they
They're gonna
start
tell you the
talking
same
about
thing.
it, but it makes no fucking sense what they're saying.
They're going to tell you the same thing.
It makes no sense. Like they're just. It sounds like shit's just coming out of their mouth. Like it makes no sense. They have no facts to back any of their claims up. I mean, it just sounds utterly ridiculous to me. Now, if they were to tell me, okay, we believe that Hollywood elites are having sex with minors. That's something that I can possibly believe because there's actually proof behind it. There's been several occasions, Roman Polanski being one of them. I mean, there's several occasions. Harvey Weinstein. I mean, well, Harvey Weinstein took advantage of women. There's really no. But I mean,
Jay, there's proof from I think it was London, where actually I think it's on YouTube, where you actually have these kids
stop
from
referencing
London.
YouTube, please. YouTube is not a valid source. You
Well,
keep
when you have a
referencing
kid
YouTube.
live,
Okay, well, if you have a kid live,
No,
that's
when you-
different.
when
But
you-
YouTube is a bunch of people making videos. Anybody can make a video and
Right.
come up with an entire
Oh,
conspiracy
completely.
theory based on a video.
I totally agree. But when you have kids alive, live feed and stating exactly what happened and what their father made them do, they're basically. I mean, how can you not believe that?
Look,
Like these
all I'm asking,
they're going
all
to-
I'm asking from you,
they're
all
going
I'm
into
asking,
graphic detail.
I'm just asking you to provide me
Facts, evidence,
just a little bit.
reason,
Just give me a little bit.
logic.
Just something that
Who's
something.
that voice? Is that Obama?
That's Obama. Yes, I have Obama.
Oh my God!
I use Obama, I use Trump, I use everybody, but I usually use Obama to ridicule him because the fact is he can't he doesn't believe in facts, logic, or any of the shit that he's saying. That's why I use him specifically. But the thing is that you have to have something, some legal something that has nothing to do with QAnon, that it's like proven that they've arrested somebody specifically that's been involved in the satanic ritual shit that you're talking about, because so far you're just providing me with a bunch of shit that will be difficult for anybody to put together because it makes no sense. Like why they would do this, like what would give them the urge to do this. I understand people that are pedophiles. They like kids. They have, I mean, and we know there's programs that Bill Clinton put into place, like the Stomp program, and they've verified that there's no curing people that they have this infatuation with kids. It's obviously something wrong with their brain or something. But I just don't see. I don't see what the hell satanic rituals have anything to do with the Hollywood elites. I don't see them. I mean, you know my background. You know that I went to Hollywood trying to be an actor, and I'm not gonna tell you it's a weird atmosphere. The people there are weird. They're strange. They're not like your average American. I mean, they're definitely different. The lifestyle's different. The world is different.
I'm gonna tell you.
But I've been to Hollywood parties, and I've never witnessed anything out of the ordinary. I mean, besides drug use and
because they know you're not part of it like that.
I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of famous people in those parties that I went to, and I was just like a fly on the wall.
Yeah, but that's all you are, and they know it. Even though how good you are, how much of a friend you are with them, you're still not
Listen,
that
you
part.
can't even imagine the people that I've seen doing cocaine. Okay, you can't even imagine the celebrities that play play it off like they don't do drugs and shit. And I saw them doing cocaine with my own eyes, but I'm never gonna say who they are or anything like that. And I mean, if anything was gonna happen in these parties, I saw women getting naked, jumping into pools. I mean, I've seen all sorts of things that you wouldn't even imagine. Women that probably looked underage. I wasn't sure because again, women, you know how they are nowadays. They look overdeveloped and they may be underage, and you can't tell the difference. Some of them have really young faces. And I thought they were underage, but possibly not. But I never saw anything out of the ordinary than hardcore partying, drugs, alcohol, and a lot of sex and stuff like that. But I never saw anything like satanic rituals and shit like that.
Yeah, but you're not, even though you were good friends, you are not part of that where they know that you're not involved in that and you're not going to do that. So they're not going to let you see that. That is a part of the cabal where
what does cabal mean? It's an organization. What is it?
It's a satanic like satanic members. It's a satanic group. It's basically you worship Satan. Mullah, what was his name? Mo. I forget his name. Another a demon or something. Some demon god. I forget. I forget exactly. But I mean, you have to do certain things to appease them. You know. I'm
going to tell you, this is one of the most interesting conversations I've had. It's led nowhere. It's led absolutely nowhere. To be perfectly honest with you, it's not changed my mind one bit. I think QAnon is full of shit. It still hasn't. I was hoping that you would be able to change my mind in some which way, but to me, it just sounds like a bunch of nonsense.
Well, like I said, I can only say certain things. Number one. Number two, I literally just got home and
listen.
I'm like,
forget about what. Forget. Look, I can sit right now. I can sit right now and I can debate anybody, and I won't have any issues. If I know the facts and I know the things, I won't have any issues. They can catch me running and jogging, and I'll be able to have a debate with somebody.
But there's certain facts I can't disclose because.
Why you signed because of the oath that you took? You're starting to sound a little bit like the cult, like the one that's part of a group that's kind of like weird, you know, that you have an oath. I mean, you take an oath for what? What are you guys, I mean, what are you guys taking an oath for? I mean, it's kind of like
I said, it's almost like being in the armed forces for the United States.
And what are you guys defending? I mean, what are you protecting us from?
The United States.
Okay, how? I mean, these are questions that people would ask. I mean, I'm again, you're my friend, so me and you will talk after this, and we'll have a conversation. I'll never disclose your information, who you are, where you're from, or what city you live in, anything. But it's just something because you always bring up this conversation with me when we talk on the phone, and I always it's always like a circle because we never get anywhere because there's nothing there. It's almost you should be voting for Joe Biden. You apparently believe in conspiracies. You apparently fabricate things. I think you should be. I think you're a Democrat. I honestly think you're a Democrat. I mean, it's crazy. You're fabricating all this crazy shit. This is what the Democrats do. Republicans don't do this shit. When have you seen Republicans not fucking? At least when we impeach Bill Clinton, what do we impeach him on? Facts, bro. We hit him with he broke the law. He lied under oath. I mean, he even lost his law license. I mean, you're sounding more and more like a fucking Democrat. Again, I don't want you. I know where you live, so I want you to vote for Trump. So I'm just joking around.
I'll tell you what. I will call you tomorrow on your podcast, and I'll give you a fact. All right.
I want you to bring me a lot of facts. I don't want you to bring me a little bit of facts. One fact?
I'll give you one fact.
That's all you're going to give me. You're going to give me one fact.
That's all I can give you.
I mean, look, you said Hillary Clinton's arrested. Okay. That's one of the things you told me.
Definitely.
That she's on house arrest, right?
Definitely. Yes.
Where's the documentation?
Like I said, I don't even have to show you documentation. All I can say is you'll never see her on TV again.
I've seen her on TV.
No, you won't see her on TV live, in front of,
Dude, I just saw her. I literally just saw her at the DNC.
No, you didn't.
At the Democratic National Convention, she fucking spoke. What are you talking about?
When? Where was she? When?
Are you kidding me? You didn't watch the DNC. You didn't watch the Democratic National Convention. You haven't
When?
seen her live talking on CNN or MSNBC. You haven't seen any of these videos.
What, months ago?
No, not months ago. Recently. Oh my God.
No.
You're part of a group and you don't even know what the fuck is going on with the people that you're saying are clones or fucking arrested, and they're freely talking all over the place, but they're arrested?
Not at all. Come on, man.
Seriously, come on. I mean, I have to throw Joe Biden at you, bro, because I mean, I'm honestly thinking that you're
stupid?
Seriously. It's serious. I mean, this is crazy. I thought I was going to get you on the phone and you were going to clear up the message and you were going to get the message out there, what QAnon represents. Now I know why Facebook blocked you guys. Because this shit is harmful to your own brains. You guys are you're killing your own brain cells. You're overthinking things. You guys are creating this whole world that doesn't exist. I hate to break it to you. Look, I'm a Trump supporter. I'm a strong conservative. I voted for Trump already. I love Donald Trump. I think he's going to make America great. He's going to keep America great. I think the left is corrupter than anything in the world. I think they are a bunch of socialists. I don't think the Democrats exist anymore. I think that party's dead. I think they're all a bunch of socialists. I don't believe they're democratic socialists. I think they're full-blown socialists. You know my background. My family comes from Cuba. I've seen several videos on how Cuba started off, on how Fidel Castro began his control of Cuba. And it began with guns. It began with confiscation of guns. And that's what the Democrats want to do. Chavez began with packing the courts, kind of like what the Democrats want to do if they take the presidency and the Senate. So all these things are things that I've actually done my own research and stuff like that. But as for you, I mean, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. I do not know what you're thinking. How can you believe this shit? How can you even be a part of a group? I'm going to give you some advice. I'm going to give you some advice as a close friend, because I consider you like a very, very close friend of mine. I'm going to give you some advice. I was actually approached to join the Proud Boys. And the reason I did not join any group is because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors and what that group is doing. And you know very well how RICO works. You know very well how those type of arrests work. And I never wanted to be part of any of those groups, because if they were doing something that I wasn't aware of, I would be tangled up in whatever shit they get themselves into, and then I would be a part of it or accessory to it. Right. So I'm always fearful of joining any type of group except the Republican Party, and that's it. So I'm just going to give you a bit of advice. I think they're a bunch of loonies. I think QAnon is bullshit. If you prove me wrong, I'll apologize 1.5 million times on my podcast. I'll call you an angel. I'll call you whatever you want to be called, the savior of the Americans. I mean, I'll call you whatever you want. But right now, at this moment, after having this conversation, you have not changed my mind one fucking bit. I still think it's bullshit. I still think it's a bunch of conspiracies that can't be proven. I don't think Tom Hanks is eating people. I mean, one, it tastes like shit from what I've seen in videos of people that have had plane crashes. Human flesh is actually one of the nastiest things to eat. I don't think they're doing it. I don't think they're a bunch of satanic followers. I don't see it. I don't see it. And again, when you come back to my show, please bring
Facts,
all this to the
evidence,
table. I want you to bring all
reason,
this to the table.
Logic.
Because if not, we can't have an honest conversation. That being said, thank you so much for being on my show, man. If you have any, do you want to end the show with anything? Do you want to say anything? Do you?
Honestly, if I knew I was going to be on a podcast, I would have facts only. You know,
All right. Well, I'm gonna fact check your ass tomorrow. I don't want to leave you. There's gonna be an episode 2 to this, because I don't want to leave you looking like a moron or anything like that. I know that I got you off guard. I decided to wing this. I know that I decided to wing this, but I just felt, since you're so involved and you took an oath, I mean, I would think somebody that took an oath to an organization or a group would have some sort of facts to back it up. I mean,
What does an oath mean? What does
seriously.
an oath mean?
Huh?
What does an oath mean? What does an oath mean?
What does what mean?
What does an oath mean? That will give you an answer.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you would have some sort of. I mean, listen, you could take an oath, but if there's something that's publicly been presented already, you're not violating your oath because it's public knowledge. But there's nothing you can provide to me that's public.
It's only coming out slowly, and it's not.
But it hasn't come out. You've been preaching the same shit for 6 months. Just keep waiting, Jace. Jay, just trust me, bro. Just keep waiting. It's coming. It's coming. I'm gonna be 60 fucking years old, and this shit's gonna still be coming. I mean, Hillary Clinton's gonna be 6 feet under, and she's gonna die of old age, and it's coming. It's coming.
What you're hearing on the media is just like 10% of it. Like this is nothing. Like
I hope. I hope you're right. I hope that if there is this kind of thing going on, I hope they arrest every one of these fucking sickos. I hope they send them to federal prison where they'll get raped for the rest of their fucking life. And I hope they know what it feels like to suffer like they've made others suffer. But right now, again, I think this is bullshit. You haven't proven me otherwise. You just keep using the oath as an excuse. I don't know what fucking oath you took. I mean, it just, you better be careful you're not part of a cult, bro. You better be careful you guys don't end up doing something stupid and getting yourselves arrested. I'll tell you that much. Please don't put me in a position where I have to bond you out and then I have to physically go there and people are going to see me bonding out one of the members of Qanon and I look like a complete fucking idiot. And then they're going to think I'm one of you guys too. And then I possibly get indicted for bailing your ass out of prison. But I love you, bro. I love you. I just wanted to bring you on. I thought you were going to shine some light. I was dead wrong on that one.
It's a shame because I can't, like, you just can't, not yet anyway. So.
Well, all right. I mean, I'll wait for it. You tell me a time. We'll discuss it over the phone, and I'll bring you back on my show, and we'll figure this shit out, and we'll figure out how you can prove me wrong. That this isn't just a conspiracy theory. That there's some fact to it. So, anyways,
and that's understood.
All right, brother. I appreciate you being on my show, guys. God bless you. God bless America. God bless your families, and always remember. Vote with your heart, but vote for what's in the best interest of your family and vote what's in your best interest for your country. Do not vote based on emotion. Do your own fact checking on everything. Make sure you do your own research. Don't vote against somebody just because you hate them. Vote for somebody that's going to change your life and make your life better. I'm not going to tell you who to vote for. I know who I'm voting for, who I've already voted for. I leave you with that message. Thank you, guys.